Well, good morning. Brock Greenhalgh sitting in for the early long weekend, Mike Farwell. I'm back in the driver's seat, filling in for Mike. He's off today. He will be back next week. I think he has Monday off as well, too. That was Loverboy and working for the weekend. My question has always been, and I've not had a chance to talk to Mike Reno to ask him, does it mean that you're working for the weekend, that you are actually having to work for the weekend, or are you working through the week in order to get to the weekend? That's my question. Rabbits. It is the first day of the month. Do you say that? Rabbits. It's supposed to bring you good luck for the month. We'll see what happens. August 1st, where did July go? It can just slow down. August still stretches out before us with so many untapped possibilities. Maybe you've got some big plans for the long weekend, the civic holiday. It is also All Request Friday, so that means the music you want to hear. Get your long weekend off on a good note. You can give us a call. Jen will take down your request. We'll get it on the air. I was up early this morning and receiving texts and emails from listeners. So people have already started to fill in the spots. And this is your chance. You get a chance to put in the music that you want on this Friday morning. Coming up on the show today, a few tweaks to the regular schedule. You know, the supply teacher's in. We get to do that. Mike says we can have some fun, and we're going to do that absolutely. This morning, we are going to be chatting with Tim Gray. He is the Executive Director of Environmental Defense. So the province has announced plans to sell off parts of some provincial parks around here, and not a good idea. We'll also be speaking to UW professor about ways to protect the wetlands, specifically what is and around our region here. Cambridge councillor Scott Hamilton's going to join us to talk about a recent decision to remove a motion that he brought forth to Cambridge City Council. 10:30, we are going to talk all things Panthers baseball. Big weekend coming up for the Panthers. They've got a few games left before the end of the season, and fingers crossed they're going to be in the playoffs. And last night's game was the indication that is a possibility. 11 o'clock today, it's the Friday Four panel. Guests are going to be David Drew, Tricia Mumby, and David Marskell. We're going to talk about freedom of expression, budding romances, as well as how to stop porch pirates. The last hour of the show is your chance to climb on board your soapbox. It's the 12 o'clock Talkback Hour. I want to take a few minutes during the Talkback Hour just to help celebrate a 10th anniversary for a local brewery. They are hosting a community festival, and all that's going to be happening today right before the long weekend. Are you in the traffic already? Are you on 401? Are you on the 115, the 400, the 407? Get to where you need to be. Maybe you're staying put. Maybe you're having a staycation long weekend. That's okay, too. I'm not sure what the numbers are when it comes to Farwell's force. I've been paying attention. I think I'm number 76. I'm excited about that, the spirit of 76. If you want to join Farwell's force, and if you know what I'm talking about, you want to be one of those listeners, the hundreds of thousands of listeners out there, I'm going to suggest you wait until Tuesday. And then you can call and let Mike know that you want to be a part of that list. I won't be able to keep track of everything. And Jen she's just run off her feet getting all of these requests taken care of. So take it easy on us today. Give us a call, 519-570-2545, star 570 on your cell. You can also reach us toll-free, 1-800-570-5715. And let us know, what are you doing for the weekend? Are you working for the weekend, or are you working for the weekend? Right? We want to know what's happening. Lots of other things going on in and around the community. I was thinking about this the other day. There's no way for you to be bored if you live in Waterloo Region. Lots of opportunities to get out into the parks, get out to all the different activities. Maybe you have an event that's going on this weekend and you'd like to tell us about it, and we can share that information. Have you got a yard sale going on? Have you got anything special? Backyard barbecue, we can all stop by. Give us a call and let us know, and then we'll be able to share that information with the masses. and we'll get that information out to people. Looking forward to a great weather day if you're traveling. No concerns there. It's a little cooler out there than it's been the last week or so, and we're able to beat the heat. Those are the kinds of things that you need to keep in mind as we're moving through this long weekend. And again, where did July go? It's all of a sudden you look at the clock, look at the calendar on the fridge, and it's August the 1st. Once again, rabbits. Fingers crossed we get ourselves some good luck for this month of August. Give us a call, 519-570-2545, star 570 on your cell, 1-800-570-5715. We're going to come back and have a chat with Tim Gray. You're listening to The Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio. Brock Greenhalgh sitting in for the vacationing Mike Farwell today. Never fear, he will be back on Tuesday. It's the long weekend, don't you know? Tim Gray is the Executive Director of Environmental Defense, a leading environmental advocacy organization that works with government and industry and individuals to defend clean water, a safe climate, and healthy communities. Tim has a focus on forest conservation, policy and practice, land use, planning, and climate change. And he joins us on the show this morning. Welcome to the show, Tim, and thanks for giving us some of your time today.
No, thanks for having me.
Tim, we're just about to head into a long weekend. You know, we've got thousands and thousands of Ontarians who like to make their way to provincial parks. What's going on with the province when it comes to Wasaga Beach Provincial Park?
Yeah, this is a big weekend for visiting our provincial parks. And yes, the provincial government, just on the Friday before the last long weekend, Canada Day long weekend, announced that they're going to sell off 60% of the beachfront lands in Wasaga Beach Provincial Park, and that they're going to make amendments to the Provincial Parks and Conservation Reserves Act this fall. They're not telling us what they are, but given that their first thing out the gate is to sell off parts of Wasaga Beach, we're very concerned that their plan is to change the act so that it makes it easy to sell off provincial parkland across the province.
You mentioned in the press release, you know, that the province is targeting the parks, the Conservation Reserves Act. They're coming in and they're making these decisions. And like you said, it was announced. It always seems to be a Friday announcement before a weekend, and you just kind of gets lost in that news dump. Is that how is that kind of the take of from your angle of what's going on?
Absolutely. This government has a track record of selling off public assets to private interests that are close to the government. We saw that with the Greenbelt. We saw that with Ontario Place. And we're seeing it here. Their press release, their materials say that this is for tourism development in Wasaga. But parks are meant to belong to the people of Ontario and be protected forever.
Absolutely.
And these beaches at Wasaga in particular are very ecologically sensitive. They have endangered species there, in particular the piping plover, which is an endangered shorebird, which had actually been wiped out from Ontario and has been making a slow recovery, and Wasaga Beach is critical to its survival.
You talk about that as well as you know, the sand dunes and the point and the beach area. That's all going to be affected. It's time for us to reach out to local MPPs and let them know that we need to put a stop to this.
Absolutely, and we have some time to do this because the existing act does require that the legislature vote on this change. So the legislature is not coming back until late October. So we have time between now and then to make sure that all of our members of provincial parliament actually know what we all think about the idea of selling off provincial parkland for development.
And we know that you know, it just seems to speak to it, especially when we're coming up on a long weekend where, you know, we may not think about those parks at other times throughout the year, but we know that we can count on them they're being there. But the worry is that they're slowly going to be slipping away, and who knows what's going to be there instead? Condos along the waterfront. What else can we be doing other than reaching out to the MPPs?
This could be the most important thing. I mean, obviously, talk to your neighbors about it. This is one of the, either, depending on the year, either the most visited or second most visited provincial park after Algonquin. And so make sure that your friends and neighbors know. So many of us have had great experience at provincial parks around the province, Wasaga in particular. So tell your friends and family and make sure that they're reaching out to their MPP. If the MPPs know how unpopular this is, I'm sure the government is going to have a very hard time getting this through the legislature.
You bring up a good point. That idea of if you don't say anything, it's just going to go. It's like a steamroller, right? But we voted the government in, and we also need to have some say into. I don't remember voting on this and saying that this was a good idea.
Yeah, this was not in their platform. The Premier didn't mention that he was going to sell off provincial parkland when he was running back in February. Similarly, the Greenbelt was attacked by this government previously after they promised they would never touch it, and the public responded appropriately, and eventually they backed down and ended up putting all those lands that they were trying to take out back into protection. So it's not like raising your voice is useless. We've done it before, and it's made a huge difference. And
it's one of those things that if we don't do it, no one else is going to do it for us. Tim, I know that you're a busy individual. I want to thank you for giving us some of your time today. We're going to keep this conversation going for you as well.
Thanks so much. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Tim. Take care. That was Tim Gray, Executive Director of Environmental Defense, talking about the fact that the province is looking at selling off up to 60% of land in Wasaga Beach, the shoreline, maybe selling it off to private interests. And if you like that spot, I'm sure there are thousands of you out there that would say, wait a second, this isn't right. This is your chance. You need to make sure that people hear your voice, and this is your chance to reach out to the MPPs. As Tim was saying, they don't sit again until October. Let them know how unpopular you think this is, and we'll see if it makes a difference. We know that that's the one of the few things that we're able to do. Give us a call, 519-570-2545, star 570 on your cell. You can also reach us toll-free, 1-800-570-5715, and give us a call. Let us know what you're thinking. You can talk about what Tim was just talking about, anything else that's coming up on your mind right now. It's important for us to, if you're looking at the news headlines, not just reacting to them, but also being proactive in a lot of ways. Those are the kinds of things that we need to keep in mind. We'll take a quick break. We want to take your phone calls, so give us a shout and don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio. Brock Greenhalgh sitting in for the vacationing Mike Farwell. First-time caller, Yahtzee. What's on your mind today, Yahtzee?
How you doing, Brock?
I'm well, and yourself?
Good. I have a pretty crazy story to tell you here. About a week ago, I posted a video on TikTok and Instagram talking about Canada, talking about how I was choking up a little bit here.
That's all right.
How I was a refugee, and I came about 25 years ago. And the support that I have gotten has been unbelievable, like massive. It got over 2 million views across Canada, and it's shaken me to the core.
Off air, Yahtzee, would you be willing to tell Jen off air, and then I can look it up and I can support it as well too?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Of course. Yeah. Just the amount of positivity and hope that I got from it. It was it was something truly.
I can hear it in your voice, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us about it. If you don't mind me asking, where did you come from to come to Canada?
So I was born in former Yugoslavia,
mm-hmm.
And then after the war in '92, I was only 2 years old then, but after the breakup of former Yugoslavia, that's when we essentially fled, because I was born in Bosnia. We fled to Serbia, and we were refugees there for 6 years
mm-hmm.
until Canada said they were really the only country that said you guys can come here and start a new life. So I'm extremely thankful for that.
Family, you've got your family with you here as well?
We do, yes, I do. I have my own family now too. I got two little Canadians born here, and my wife is Canadian. Yeah, it's beautiful.
And mom and dad, did they come over with you, or how did that go?
Yeah. So I mean, I was 8 years old when I came.
Yeah.
My brother was 5 years old, and my parents are here. We have lots of other aunts and uncles that are here as well. And yeah, no, it's been amazing. I mean, just how we've been received here, and for a long time.
What, again, if you don't mind me asking, what made you make that video? Did something happen? You were just like, I need to share this story?
So Brock, I do a lot of running. I run like every week. Right now I'm just getting off of an injury. So anyway, just to cut the long story short, I was running, and I ran across the 401 there by Conestoga College.
Yes. Where
they have the little bridge that goes over the highway, and there was a Canadian flag there.
Yeah.
And I turned around, and I stopped, and something just hit me, and it was just like, I mean, I'd already been running for about 10 kilometers by then, so I was tired, I was emotional,
yeah,
and that's just kind of like what came out, and I posted it, and actually when I got home from that run, it was like, I looked at my wife, Tanya, and I said, Tanya, I said something on camera, and I'm going to post it. I feel like it's going to resonate with a lot of people, and yeah. So after I posted, I mean, I went from like 300 followers on TikTok and Instagram to now over like 6,000.
Oh my gosh! All right, I'm gonna check it out when I get to a break, and if you're willing to come back on next week and maybe have a chat with Mike, would you do that?
I would do that. Yeah.
All right. Listen, you have a great day and have a great long weekend.
Thank you very much. I just want to thank everybody across Canada. The support has been amazing. Thank you guys so much.
All right. Thank you, Yahtzee. Much appreciated to you to make that phone call. Wow. Whew. Okay. That's how it's going to be today. Get the chills. Give us a call, 519-570-2545, star 570 on your cell. Toll free 1-800-570-5715. Thank you, Yahtzee. That was amazing. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show. We'll get an update from the News Center. But stick around. We'll be back. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio. Brock Greenhalgh sitting in for Mike Farwell. He is apparently on tour with NSYNC this weekend. He's working as a roadie. That's what they're telling me anyway. Maria Strack is a professor and Canada Research Chair at University of Waterloo. She recently published an article in The Conversation saying that Canadian wetlands are treasures that deserve protection. She joins us this morning, and we're going to have a chance to chat. Welcome to the show, Maria, and thanks for giving us some of your time today.
Good morning.
So a timely chance to chat. We were just on the phone with Tim Gray from Environmental Defense. If we pull back from our chat with him about the shoreline a little bit, turn our lens to the wetlands, in your mind, what images usually come to mind when we're thinking about wetlands?
Yeah, I think most people often think about that sort of typical pond you might see as you're driving on the highway, lots of cattails sticking up, and maybe a few ducks swimming around in that pond.
For us here, we know that we've got the Cedar Creek Spillway, we've got Laurel Creek, the Columbia Lake, and in and around our area here. Are we doing enough, maybe from a regional level or a local level, when it comes to our own wetlands that we need to be taking care of?
I think there's lots of things that we could do better.
Okay.
And we also probably don't even recognize a lot of the wetlands that are around. Like I said, we think about those ponds, but actually a lot of the wetlands in the region are swamps, which we probably pass by and just think are forests.
Right.
But in terms of, what should we do better, we know we're still losing wetlands in the region, particularly with things like urban development. So we need to think about them a little bit more in the planning process.
And when it comes to that idea of thinking about them, I know that, in the article you talk about the importance of preserving the wetlands from the lens of carbon storage. Is that something that's kind of come up in the last a number of decades, where we realize how important the wetlands are when it comes to carbon storage?
It's something that is entering the conversation more and more. They are incredibly important carbon stores. In Canada, we probably don't really think about that often. And it's starting to be a way that people are also trying to finance protection of those wetlands is thinking about the value of that carbon that's stored there from a climate change perspective.
When we look at the region of Waterloo, we know that we get somewhere upwards of, say, 75 or 80% of our fresh water comes from groundwater sources. We know, too, that there is that sort of protection, or that protected area around sort of the outskirts of the region. But as you're saying, there's still that encroachment, isn't there?
Yeah, there definitely is. And particularly, it can be easier to replace those wetlands with something like a stormwater pond when a new community is being developed. But those wetlands are providing different services than the stormwater pond would provide. So there's still a risk of loss, I think, a lot of times, just because it's easier than maybe the conservation side.
It's the long weekend. We know people want to get out and enjoy nature and enjoy the area that's around us. From your perspective, if we're going out and we're going for a walk through Laurel Creek, or we're going to go along Columbia Lake, or any of the other areas that are Huron Natural Area, for example, what do we need to keep in mind if we're going to be good stewards of the land and we're out there to enjoy it? What else do we need to be keeping in our mind at the same time?
I think enjoy it for sure, and maybe take an extra moment to look at those wet areas with a different lens and think about, how they're protecting us from flooding, how they're storing carbon. Keep your animals out of running around them. A little bit. They'll get very muddy, but also a little bit of trampling can take a long time to recover.
And from your research and the studies that you're doing, and we take a look, we'll pull the lens back and we're looking at Canada specifically. You mentioned in the article the fact that there was a conference most recently in Zimbabwe. What came out of that conference that resonated with you in the information?
I think it's remembering that protecting wetlands in Canada is important to a lot of our international commitments. Mm-hmm. So, we're signed on to international agreements related to the protection of biodiversity. We have, commitments to climate, our climate action plans, and wetlands are a really important part of that. So that was a lot of the discussion at that international meeting as well, is really trying to remind people of that and to make sure that wetlands are part of the conversation when countries are doing that work.
From the perspective of preservation, are we, and if we're taking an active role in that, do we reach out to our regional government? Do we look at provincial MPs? What's the best course of action if we want to get involved?
Yeah, I think that's a great suggestion. Talking municipally are often the conservation authorities are responsible for some of those local wetlands that we're going to see day to day. But if you're really interested in conserving wetlands in Canada, it is going to take sort of reaching out to our MPPs and our MPs to say, this is also important to us alongside economic development. We need to be thinking about how we're managing our lands.
And I know you're busy. We want to keep the conversation going with our listeners as well, too. So I will say thanks so much for your time today, and we'll be happy to have you back on the show again. Thank you. Yeah, it's been great chatting. All right. Enjoy the long weekend. Thank you. You too. Thank you. That was Professor Maria Strack from the Department of Geography and Environmental Management at the University of Waterloo. We will take a quick break and get back to your phone calls. Give us a call here and we'll have a chat. We've got lots of things to talk about today. 519-570-2545, star 570 on your cell. Toll free works as well. 1-800-570-5715. Stay with us. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio. It's something that is entering the conversation more and more. They are incredibly important carbon stores. In Canada, we probably don't really think about that often. It's starting to be a way that people are also trying to finance protection of those wetlands, is thinking about the value of that carbon that's stored there from a climate change perspective. That was Professor Maria Strack from the Department of Geography and Environmental Management, University of Waterloo. Talking about an article that she had recently published in The Conversation with a focus on preserving wetlands and giving them the due that they deserve. We talked about local wetlands where we're able to sort of engage with them, whether it be the Huron Natural Area, whether it be Columbia Lake, Laurel Creek. She talked about the fact that it's great, get out there and visit them, take a look at them, realize how important they are. But as stewards of the land, we also need to make sure that we don't have our dogs going in and breaking things down or anything like that. Just being protective of those. When you take a look at where our water comes from, about 80% of our water in the region is from groundwater sources, and those groundwater sources are filtered through the wetlands as well too. So all of those things are interconnected. Important for us to take a look at that. So we had a conversation about the possibility of losing some shoreline at Wasaga Beach Provincial Park to private development. We have had a chance to talk about focusing on preserving wetlands around here as well too. So in a little bit of an environmental bent on things as we head into the long weekend. And I'm happy to have those conversations with you. Brock Greenhalgh's with you today. Mike Farwell is enjoying a bit of a break today. Desiree, if you're still listening, we know that you had called in to request a song for all Request Fridays. We're having a little bit of a problem tracking down that track. Maybe you can give us a call back and help us out with that. Lots of spots still available if you want to get your request on for all Request Fridays. Otherwise, Jen and I get to pick all the music today. Mwahaha. That's going to be a lot of fun if you let us do that. And we're going to go from there. Lots of things on the horizon today. It's the sort of the regular Friday things that are coming up. We have an opportunity to talk all things baseball when it comes to the Panthers. We're going to do that around 10:30. We're also going to have our Friday 4 panel at 11 o'clock. Noon today, your chance. Pull out the soapbox, climb up on the soapbox. You can rant, you can rave. It's Talkback. It's your chance to let us know what's on your mind. But the phone lines are always open. 519-570-2545, star 570 on your cell. Toll free, 1-800-570-5715. We can have a chat about whatever it is that's going on. It's a long weekend coming up. We've got lots on the go. The weather looks like it's going to cooperate for us as well too, and we're happy to have all of those conversations. And like I said, I'm the supply teacher. We get to have a little bit of fun, right? And we can do all of those things. What's on your mind? Let us know what's happening. We had a phone call a little while ago. If you're listening, about 20 minutes ago, Yahtzee had called in, and it was moving. And I've asked Jen to track down the video. I want to have a chance to take a look at it, and then we'll have more of a chance to chat as well. I'm hoping he's going to call us back later on this afternoon during Talkback. But if you can't wait for Talkback, you got something on your mind right now, you can give us a call. Let us know. I was thinking about this morning, having a conversation with my kids around misheard song lyrics. Easy one to go to. As a kid, going back, I remember the song by AC/DC, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. So that came out, I was about 8 or 9. If you know the song, it's a banger. It's one of those great tunes to tap your toes to. But as a kid, I had no idea what the lyrics meant. And I believed that the line said, Dirty Deeds and the Thunder Chief. Dirty Deeds and the Thunder Chief. It made sense to me. I was 8 years old. What did I know? Have you come across the misheard lyrics? I'm sure you have. You're in the car, you're singing along with the radio. Your friend looks at you sideways because they're like, "What did you just say? Those aren't the lyrics." And you're like, "I'm sure it is." In this day and age, you just take the phone out, you tap on the lyrics, and you go from there. Another one that I've always argued about, and I was sure that I was right on this one. The Judas Priest song, I always thought it was, you've got another think coming. Meaning like, if you've had a thought about something, it's wrong, you've got another think coming. Like another thing's going to be coming up in your mind. But the line is, you've got another thing coming. And I even today, I'll sing that wrong, and I'll proudly sing it wrong. If you get my drift. Give us a call, 519-570-2545, star 570 on your cell. Toll free. You can reach us as well, too, 1-800-570-5715. We've got some callers calling in. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio. Brock Greenhalgh sitting in for the vacationing or extra day off, Mike Farwell. I don't blame you, Mike. It's a long weekend. George, you've been a patient man. What's on your mind today, George?
Yes, hello.
Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Hi. Yes. I'm on my way to a piece of wetland right now. I own a piece of wetland, and it's my little piece of heaven.
Awesome. Where's it? If you don't mind me asking, where are you headed, George? Where is it?
Glen Morris.
Lovely, lovely.
And, yeah, it's a great place. I own 30 acres out there. We have a little picnic area in the area. We occasionally have family get-togethers out there. We've celebrated Easter, Thanksgiving out there, especially through COVID. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Great place. We have deer and turkeys. There's a small stream with some trout in it. Like I said, a little piece of heaven not far from home.
You go and enjoy that little piece of heaven this weekend, George.
I'm planning on it. Planning on it. Thanks anyway, so much. I wanted to say, though, can I still say something?
Go right ahead. This is all you.
There's advantages if you own enough. You get some tax benefits out of it. You've got to file annually on that to get the benefits. But there are some restrictions that make you wonder whether you should be owning a piece of property like that and what you should do with it. It's an old forest. It should be logged and done. I've had experts come in and evaluate it, and they say, well, you're not going to make any money on the logging, but it's healthy for the forest. There's a lot of downed trees, a lot of dead trees. Yeah. But the red tape you've got to go through to preserve those kinds of things is unbelievable.
Oh, boy. What a headache.
It's a detriment to people maintaining things like this, you know?
Right.
And I think that should be looked at, too.
Well, I'm sorry that you're having to deal with that, but hopefully for you the benefits outweigh the negatives.
Oh, they do. Anyway, just thought I'd let you know. It's a great place.
Thanks, George, for the call. We appreciate it. James, you're a patient man as well, too. James, what's on your mind today?
Hey, how's it going, Brock?
Very well.
I just had a funny thing in the mail yesterday. I got a voter notice for that last April election.
Oh, can you go? Do you have a time machine?
How is that even possible, though? I can't understand that. Like, who would have mailed that?
That's a good question. It's like, we might as well get it out to them. You never know what's going to happen. Oh my, that's it would be interesting if you check with your neighbors if they've got them as well too.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask around for sure.
Oh my!
And I can't believe Big Mike on holidays again. Holy moly!
Hey,
more than he's in.
You don't know how. Well, I don't even know how hard it is to be Mike Farwell, right? The man's he's not just a myth. He's a legend. So
you can tell me truthfully off air what you think.
I'll do what I can. Yeah, you too, James. Thanks so much for the phone call. Oh, my. Yeah. Mike's all the shade that gets thrown on Mike when he's not around here. Listen, we were talking with Yahtzee about half an hour, 45 minutes ago. He was telling us about a video that he had put out on Instagram. I just had a chance to watch it. Whoo, boy, we're going to talk more about this today. Hits you right in the feels. He talks about, I'm not going to say too much more because maybe he's going to join us on. And if not today, it'd be great to have him come on with Mike sometime next week. Just clicking on it. It's if you want to check it out yourself, if you have an Instagram account, Yahtzee Runs, YATZIRUNS. Yahtzee Runs. He goes, he runs. He has thoughts about things. It's you take it for what it's worth. But the one that I've pinned is his thoughts when he crossed the bridge over the 401, and there's a Canadian flag there. If you got a minute, Check it out. Give us a call, 519-570-2545, star 570 on your cell. Toll free 1-800-570-5715. We are coming to the top of the hour, so time for an update from the 570 News Radio News Center. Stay with us, though. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio. Thanks to Mary for the suggestion of some Celine Dion to start the 10 o'clock hour. Thanks, Mary. Brock Greenhalgh sitting in for the effervescent Mike Farwell. And no worries, he'll be back on Tuesday. It's the long weekend, don't you know? Enjoy your Friday and your Saturday and your Sunday and your Monday. I'm happy to be here, though. Happy to fill in and be behind the microphone. Scott Hamilton has spent the past 5 years as Ward 7 councillor for the city of Cambridge. He, along with fellow councillor Ross Earnshaw, recently put forth a motion to direct Cambridge city staff to look into the possibility of pausing encampment evictions, especially during extreme weather conditions like the recent heat waves we've been having. But that motion was quickly removed from the July 22nd council agenda. Scott joins us on the show this morning. And Scott, thanks for giving us some of your time today.
No problem, Brock. How are you doing today?
I'm very well. Can you walk us through the motion, Scott, and what ended up happening at the end of it to get it taken off the agenda?
Sure, I'll do to the best of my ability. Thank you very much, by the way, for having me on to chat about this.
No problem.
I've had lots of questions about what happened to this motion since it was supposed to be on the July 22nd addendum. Friends have reached out. Agencies that wanted to delegate have reached out. Joe McGinty reached out recently and wrote the article in the record that I think you're referring to.
Yes.
So appreciate the opportunity to chat about it. So where it all started is, as we know, municipalities like Cambridge are on the front lines of the housing and homelessness crisis, and we don't have the tools or the money to effectively respond to many aspects of it. And so we have encampments popping up on public and private land. And we received an email in July to Cambridge Council, regional councillors, a variety of different levels of staff from the Office of the Federal Housing Advocate. And they were very concerned that Cambridge may have been evicting encampment residents during extreme weather events.
Right.
And this was followed by a series of emails from advocates, academics. And so Councillor Earnshaw and I both agreed that we felt it was inhumane to possibly remove someone from their place of refuge, especially during an extreme heat event, if that effectively pushes them out onto the street when there's no place to go,
right.
At least no place that can accommodate them in whatever mental or physical status that person is currently living in. And so Councillor Earnshaw and I put together a draft motion. It was preventing the forced removal of unhoused persons during extreme weather events. So extreme weather event being a heat wave like the one we're currently experiencing, or let's say extreme cold like we'd see in the winter. So with every single motion I've ever brought at council, which is about 15 or so at this point, I always engage staff beforehand. And so Councillor Earnshaw and I met with legal services. We met with the clerks. We went through aspects of the motion that could be strengthened or improved. And clerks and legal did express some concern and some caution about the motion,
okay,
mostly due to the number of services that are actually involved. It's very complex whenever you enter into anything regarding unhoused persons in terms of regional responsibilities, police, bylaw, fire, legal, who could be responsible if something goes wrong. But ultimately, at the end of that conversation, they said, well, you're the councillors. It's up to you if you want this to go on the agenda.
Right.
So Ross and I basically sat back for a week. We kicked some ideas back and forth because we respect staff, right? These are experts that deal with this every day, but we also felt some action needed to be taken. So we altered the original motion and came up with one that you could say is slightly less ambitious, and that instead of asking for any immediate changes to bylaws or city policy, we would get a report from staff.
Okay.
So ask staff to bring a report back on the situation, see what we can do, if anything. Is there any change in policy, or should we leave everything as is? We at least get voices that want to speak out into the light, and we bring more information about this forward. And so it was about July 18th, we received confirmation from the clerk that, yeah, this is going to be on the agenda for July 22nd. The addendum, I should say. The addendum is like part 2 of the council agenda, so
right.
anything that needs to make it on can be present for the July 22nd addendum. And then it would have gone on the July 22nd addendum, and about 40 days later, after council's summer break, we would have discussed it on September 3rd. So Councillor Earnshaw and I were quite surprised on Monday morning, July 21st, to receive an email saying, so this motion is not going on the addendum anymore. It's been directed to be removed so council could receive more information on this very complex topic. And I inquired, well, what aspect of strong mayor powers allows this to happen, and where is it written? And the answer was, well, this isn't strong mayor powers. This is just something that's happened. It's being removed. More information needs to come to council, and that would mean that the motion, if it did come back, would probably be sometime in October. So that kind of takes us to where we are now, Brock, where I'm very hopeful that this motion can come forward and we can continue this important discussion, obviously. Cambridge, I think, could be a leader within the region and the province of maybe crafting some more concerted, clear legislation and policies around pausing the forced removals of unhoused persons during extreme weather events.
Right.
But it is also disconcerting as a city councillor when you have a mover and a seconder and you speak with staff and you work on a motion for weeks, that somehow it's just gone. It's troubling, but Councillor Earnshaw and I are doing our best to push through it, and we're hopeful that this will see the light of day and that we'll be able to discuss it and move forward together as a city.
And I do need to take a quick break, Scott. I'm hoping you're willing to stick around for another 10 minutes or so, and we can continue the conversation. You willing to do that?
Sure, it's no problem.
That would be great. That gives us a chance to take a quick break here. 519-570-2545, star 570 on your cell. You can reach us toll free, 1-800-570-5715. Scott Hamilton and I will continue the conversation, but stay with us. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio. Brock Greenhalgh with you. Mike Farwell is off today. Cambridge City Councillor Scott Hamilton is with us this morning. We were talking before the break, and I asked Scott if he was willing to stick around, and he graciously agreed to do so. Scott, have you had a chance to speak with Mayor Leggett about what went on when it came to the how it all unraveled?
No, I haven't had that opportunity yet. I've engaged staff and clerks through email, and they have said that it was at the mayor's request to remove the motion from the addendum or the agenda to provide council with more information.
And you said before that it had nothing to do with strong mayor powers. This was just a request that was being made.
That's correct.
Okay.
So that's why, as a councillor, I was a bit surprised, as I think my colleagues were that reached out to me afterwards, because council is governed by something called a procedure bylaw. It's the rules and procedures through which we as a council operate. And it's always been my understanding that if you as a councillor have a motion and have a seconder, and especially if you check with staff, and legal and clerk says it's good to go, that motion is good to go. It's on the agenda. And there's nothing within the procedure bylaw that allows any councillor or the mayor to remove it.
And Cambridge Council is quiet through August. You were hoping that early September you would be having these conversations, but now it's going to be looking most likely into October. I mean, you don't want something like this to run out of steam. Like, how do you keep this at the forefront?
Well, I mean, first of all, platforms like this are great, so thank you for the invitation to chat. I think it really boils down to the local nonprofit organizations, the social service agencies, those groups that are out there working every day trying to help unhoused persons experiencing homelessness, mental health crises. They're really some of the driving efforts to keep issues like this in the spotlight. They reached out to us. Councillor Earnshaw and I spoke with a number of them while crafting our motion. And I think they were very excited to delegate on it as well, to bring light to these crucial issues to the public and also to policymakers as well. So keeping the movement going, I think a lot of those groups are out there doing this work every day. And so I have to give a shout out to them because they're the ones that really face a lot of the brunt of it, as well as our city staff and bylaw. Like, they're out there working too. And it's an incredibly complex situation, Brock. But municipalities, as I mentioned at the start, we're not going to be able to address the underlying systemic issues that really cause issues like encampments unless I think we do have motions like this and others that can be brought forth to bring the information forward, to see how we grow and learn and move forward as a community and try and help our residents, especially those that are unhoused and could be suffering during extreme weather events.
And we know you go back 7 years, the numbers told us we were looking at 300 people that were living rough. And then during the pandemic, it was 1,000. And the numbers now are telling us 2,300. And again, those numbers are fluid. The problem isn't going away. We have been coming at it in a number of different ways. And as you said, it's the people that are on the ground, whether it be local organizations that are doing such things as a better tent city, the tiny homes that are being out there, and all of this time that this is going on, really, that those people on the front lines, the tools that are in place are really just to manage homelessness at this point, and that's what you have to do before you're able to resolve it. But I mean, you were hoping to be able to get maybe some answers and take a look at this, and it's as though your hands are tied now.
Well, the days move slow, but the weeks move fast. Right? So I'm really hoping that in time we will see this motion come to Cambridge Council, and we will get some more knowledge and light brought to the situation. We can make some policy changes that benefit our city and all of its residents, including unhoused persons. But at the moment, yes, that's why I did feel it was quite disconcerting to have movement and confirm that with staff, and all of a sudden to have it paused and kind of put on the shelf for until who knows when. It's a very odd feeling. I can't say it feels great, but Councillor Earnshaw and I just want to move forward with the motion as much as possible. We'll work with whatever agencies, experts, staff want to engage the issue with us, and again, hopefully we can move forward and try and get some answers to this complex issue, because as you mentioned, Brock, it is not going away. Right. And studies, experts, agencies all say that if you play whack-a-mole with encampments, if you just rip up an encampment, push them down the road, not only do you make matters worse, but you displace people from known locations where help can access them, where service agencies can access them, and it just makes matters worse. So I think we need to take we hopefully need to take a new approach, and so that's what the spirit of this motion is about. Is that let's sit down, let's get the information out there, let's hear from the experts that want to address us, that have been emailing us, and move from there as a city.
Scott, thanks so much for giving us your time today. We're going to keep the conversation going for you.
Thanks, Brock. Appreciate it. You have a great day.
Yeah, you too, as well. That was Scott Hamilton, Cambridge City Councillor, and having a chat about, hands are tied. Sometimes you put a motion forward and you run into that the proverbial red tape, and in some cases other things are coming up as well too. We'll keep the conversation going though. We'll take a quick break, but give us a call, 519-570-2545, star 570 on your cell. You can also reach us toll free, 1-800-570-5715. Stay with us though. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio. Brock Greenhalgh sitting in for Mike Farwell today. This is your chance. It is, we want to hear your songs. We can use them to queue up the next sections. Give us a call and let us know. Jen is great at taking down all the details. As I said, otherwise we're going to pick all the songs. And you don't want that. We missed this earlier in the morning, so we've got some time right now. Farwell always does these 5 news stories, right? The Farwell 5 news stories. And what I wanted to do today, and I did this a couple of weeks ago when I was filling in, good news stories. That's right, Friday. We want to hear some good news. So in no particular order, here you go. Here's some good news stories coming your way for a long weekend. You can get back to shopping. Conestoga Mall, the lights are back on. They reopened today after being shut down yesterday due to a power outage. So get yourselves out to the mall. You can take the LRT right to the top. Get yourself out the door. Do some shopping. Next story. The Toronto Blue Jays made a couple of deals yesterday. It was right before the trade deadline. The big news, acquiring former Cy Young Award winner not Justin Bieber, my apologies, Shane Bieber. No relation at all between Shane and Justin. Both of them claim that. The thing with Shane Bieber, he's coming over from the Cleveland Guardians. He's coming back from Tommy John surgery. So it's a bit of a gamble where you invite in a former Cy Young Award winner. He's 30 years old, still got some gas in the tank. The problem is he hasn't really pitched in the majors for a while. But we were willing to take him. I'm in charge of the Blue Jays. Put him into the rotation. So there's another thing. Happy Civic Holiday weekend. There's your third news story. Are you off today? Are you off on Monday? Are you off on both? Enjoy the weekend, however you choose to celebrate. Summer McIntosh, she grabbed a third gold medal at the World Aquatic Championships this week. Some other more good news there. And the Kitchener-Waterloo Stratford Perth's Better Together Capital campaign just received a $100,000 donation from Elmira Pet Products. So those cats and dogs that always need our help going to get a little bit more support. And I've said this before. We, as a family, we had Zeke. Zeke was with us for 11 glorious years. Big yellow lab, just the love of our lives. Not much of a guard dog. Would have, if someone had broken in, he would have helped them pack up our stuff and move it out. We had to say goodbye to Zeke coming up on 3 years ago. And that was extremely difficult if you've ever gone through that. And at the time, I said, that's it. No more dogs in this house. 3 years goes by. And you start thinking, well, we do dog sit occasionally. All right. Billy comes by and Clark comes over and Tucker comes to visit sometimes. And sometimes it's George and sometimes it's Charlie. And they're all big dogs and they're all welcome to get up on our bed and they're all welcome to get up on all the furniture. But every now and then my browser lands on the KW Humane Society website. I don't know if I'm ready to go there yet, and it's not just me. There are other people in the household to consider. But the one I keep coming back to, if you need a laugh, if you need a smile, go onto the KW Humane Society website, click on dogs that you can adopt, and scroll to the bottom and see if you can find Bubby. Bubby. Bubby is well taken care of over there, but wouldn't Bubby be a lovely addition to your home? Anyway, we're coming to the bottom of the hour. We're going to get an update from the news center, but give us a call, 519-570-2545, star 570 on your cell. You can also call us toll-free, 1-800-570-5715. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio. Sultry sounds of Toronto. Even the score. That was a request by Farwell Force number 49, number one in our hearts, wishing to remain nameless. No problem. Brock Greenhalgh sitting in for Mike Farwell today. He will be back in the building on Tuesday. I had the pleasure of meeting our next guest a few weeks ago at a Kitchener Panthers game. Shanif Harani is the general manager of the Kitchener Panthers. He oversees the day-to-day operations. He manages player recruitment and development and helps ensure the long-term sustainability of the team's success. And he joins us today. Thanks for making some time for us today, Shanif. And we want to talk all things baseball today.
Of course. How's it going, Brock?
Very well. And yourself?
Good. Coming off a great win last night.
I was going to say, big 8-2 win for the Panthers last night over the Brantford Red Sox. In your mind, how important was that win when it comes to clinching a playoff spot? Does it have a little psychological edge to it as well?
Definitely. That one was a big win for us. We're 7 games up on Brantford now, and one more win, and we'll have a playoff spot clinched.
You head to Chatham-Kent tomorrow. The Barnstormers, they announced yesterday a change in their manager's post. A GM is going to step in for the rest of the season. Not sure what's going on there. A win at Fergie Jenkins Field tomorrow would even your season series at 3 games apiece. The Barnstormers, they've already clinched a playoff spot. Does any of that sort of outside noise impact what goes on the field?
No.
Good.
All we need to do is focus on what we need to get done. Historically, I don't know if it's actually a trend, but once teams let go of their manager, sometimes those players rally around each other and take off. So we need to make sure we're ready to play, and should be a good game.
You're back at home, Jack Couch Park on Sunday. You've got a 2 p.m. tilt against the Barrie Bay Cats. You've got 7 games left in the season. 6 of those are up against teams that you could possibly face in the playoffs. I'm guessing this last stretch is really going to be a great measuring stick for you.
It is, for sure. We've been playing a lot better baseball over the past 3 weeks, and these teams that we're going to see are all at the top of the league. So it's going to be great for us to compete with them and get us ready for the playoffs and show what we can do.
We know Waterloo Region Sports and Entertainment, you've gone out of your way to improve the fan experience at Jack Couch. If you're talking to folks right now who haven't been out to a game this year, what do you say to them? What can they expect when they get there? What's new? What's different? And if they haven't been there for a while?
Yeah, of course. Well, first off, the team itself. I know we've had an up and down year, but it's great baseball. We have former professional players. We have players from all around the world. It's a great game to watch, very high level. And then for the fan experience, I'll touch on Sunday quickly.
Yeah.
So this Sunday we're doing a beer koozie giveaway. So the first 300 fans in attendance will all get a Kitchener Panthers beer koozie. And then also throughout the game, we try and keep the fans as involved as we can. We have great activations throughout the innings where we can get fans on the field and playing different games and winning prizes. We also let the kids run the bases during the top of the 7th inning, so they get to get on the field and see what that's like as well. And then we just want to make sure that they're comfortable there, they enjoy it. The new scoreboard has been really popular. We're able to play some games on there and keep interacting with fans. And that's what it's all about.
Do you have an idea of attendance numbers? Have you been measuring that throughout the season?
For sure, we have been. Our fan attendance has been great, especially with the weather warming up and school coming out. We've seen way better crowds, lots of kids, which is awesome. That's amazing. We love to have kids out at the ballpark.
And you get them to go and track down the fly ball or the foul balls and the home runs too.
They're all over it.
Cuts down on costs. Listen, you've got a long history of being connected to the ball game, to the game of baseball, rather. Do you ever get the itch to suit up and step up to the plate for the Panthers?
You know what? I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing now. I think my playing career is over. But
you never say never. Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. Never say never.
There's something special about walking out there. But and your knowledge of the game and your background with everything, I know that it means a lot to the Panthers and their fans. So thanks for doing what you do this year as well too, and into the future.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Our fans have been great. I want to give them a shout out. They've been coming out to support no matter what's been going on, and we're very appreciative of it. And we're going to look to finish strong here and give them a team that they're proud to cheer on.
I know you're a busy guy, and you got a lot on your plate right now. Thanks so much for giving us some of your time today. And go Panthers. We'll see how the weekend goes, and we're coming out the other side with 2 wins. That's for sure.
That's the plan. All right. Thanks, Brock.
All right. Enjoy the weekend.
You too.
Thanks. Shaniv Harani. He is the GM over at Kitchener Panthers and just running an amazing program this year. If you have not been out to a game, you've got a few chances left before the playoffs start. And, it's Sunday. It's the long weekend. Go and check them take out. They're taking on the Barrie Bay Cats. Barrie's already into the playoffs. There are two amazing teams for you to be able to go and see there. They've also got the London Majors are going to come to town next Thursday. That's August the 7th. And wrapping things up at the end of the regular season, August the 17th, the Welland Jackfish are going to be in town. So 3 chances, and then the playoffs happen, right? And you're going to be able to watch even more ball. Give us a call, 519-570-2545, star 570 on your cell. Toll free, 1-800-570-5715. Stay with us. You're listening to The Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio. Brock Greenhalgh sitting in for the vacationing Mike Farwell. He will be back on Tuesday after the long weekend. The summer of 2026 is going to be one heck of a ride for sports fans in this region. The FIFA World Cup will be happening just down the 401 in Toronto. And the 2026 Ontario Summer Games will be happening here in Waterloo Region. Mike Edwards has just been named general manager. His resume speaks for itself. He has over 20 years of experience overseeing some of Canada's largest sporting events. He's an executive advisor with the World Police and Fire Games. And Mike joins us this morning. Welcome to the show, Mike.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Congratulations on being named general manager. You're a year out. I'm guessing you have already hit the ground running.
We have. The team at Explore Waterloo has been doing an absolutely fantastic job of laying the groundwork with the community partners and the venues and building up our team all the way around while the bid was taking place.
So the Summer Games, they're aimed at young athletes. There's upwards of 4,000 participants. That's coaches, athletes, managers, officials, 24 sports. In addition to that, you've got families coming in, you've got guests coming in and visitors. That's a lot to juggle. Where do you start?
You generally start with your event rights holder, which is the ministry, and they have such a great framework of how to do this and what the athletes expect. So you really start with all the pieces, and then you build from there. But at the end of the day, the strongest piece is going to be the team, which is the volunteers, the community, and all the community partners.
You bring up a good point when it comes to that idea of volunteering. I know that if you go to Explore Waterloo, you can fill out a form if you're looking to volunteer. You're also looking for community members to step up to be part of the organization committee or the organizing committee. Is that right?
That's correct. So we have leadership volunteer opportunities that help plan the games, and then we have games time opportunities, which are just about executing and delivering for the athletes and the team officials.
From a facility standpoint, you've got 2 universities, you've got a college, you've got local sports fields. Do you get access to all of that?
Through partnerships, I wouldn't say all of that, but with what we need, each of those groups have been absolutely fantastic and welcoming to us as an organizing committee, and are nothing but in support of delivering an excellent games and want to help out in every way that they can.
The other aspect, I would think, it's over the days that everyone's here, you've got restaurants that are going to benefit, you've got hotels that are going to benefit. Do you have like billeting families? Is that something else that or are people kind of looking after those things on their own?
Well, we house the athletes, so both Wilfrid Laurier and the University of Waterloo have been absolutely fantastic in working with us and developing a program within their dorms, and then family and friends will be utilizing hotels and other accommodations.
Above and beyond the athletic competition, I know that I was involved, back in 2002, I think was the last time the region hosted the games. And, the other pieces, you're looking to entertain them, you're looking to feed them, you're looking to keep them occupied when they're not doing their best on the field. What other kinds of things are happening out there?
Well, we haven't got anything determined yet, except for an opening ceremonies that will be on the first night of competition. And then from there, we're looking at all the options that we have within being on the campuses. But one of the big things that we want to do is that the bid committee did an excellent job of picking the dates when the when the FIFA games are on. Mm-hmm. So what we would be doing is streaming both those events that are taking place. My apologies. It is the Commonwealth Games. So
no worries.
It's a combination of inspiration, keeping them entertained, but also showing them what they can strive to as athletes.
And it's you looking at your history, 20 years of doing this and all of the other things, you must just get a buzz and like an energy when you're involved in these activities.
It really is. The best part is when the community comes together and they bring the energy, because the community and the volunteers, they love their community and they are so proud of it. And so to be around that and then deliver for the athletes, it's an energy that is I've not seen it duplicated in other events or other projects that I've worked on.
Mike, I know you're a busy individual. Thanks so much for giving us your time today. We'll get the word out. We'll get people signing up at explorewaterloo.ca. And all the best in the next 365 days.
Really appreciate you giving us this opportunity. Thank you.
All right. Enjoy the weekend.
Thanks. Have a great day.
You too. There's your chance, folks. Explorewaterloo.ca. If you want to get involved in the Ontario Summer Games, that was Mike Edwards. He was recently announced as the general manager of the 2026 Ontario Summer Games. Brings a wealth of experience to the role. Lots of pieces that are still being put in place. And if you've got some skill sets that you can tap into, check out explorewaterloo.ca. Sign up, volunteer, get yourself involved. As I said, it's going back almost 25 years. I was involved in this back in 2002. It was a great learning experience for me at that point, and I plan on being involved with it again this year coming up and for 2026. So give back to your community if you get a chance, right? We know that everyone's busy, but these kinds of things, they thrive and they run on volunteerism. So we'll take a quick break and then give us a call if you're planning on volunteering, or if I can convince you to do that, that would be lovely. 519-570-2545, star 570 on your cell. Toll free 1-800-570-5715. Let's take a quick break. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio. Thank you to listener number 32 in Farwell's Force, Ron. Enid by the Bare Naked Ladies. Brock Greenhalgh sitting in for Mike Farwell today. He is he's out ootin' a boot, as they say. I think he is on his two-wheeled stallion, going and checking out all the hot spots in and around the province. He deserves a break. He'll be back on Monday. We're going to jump in here in the next 5-10 minutes or so. It's the Friday 4 panel, and it's like the treat of the week. I didn't realize 2 of the guests are going to be live in the studio. David Drew, Tricia Mumby are going to be right here. David Marskell is going to join us by Zoom. David, I didn't know if you could make it down here. This is like a treat, just having them here. And we're going to have a chat about a couple of cool things. We're going to talk about, it was on the news the last couple of days, a possible budding romance between Justin and Katie. We'll also have a chance to talk about how do we deal with people who are porch pirates, come along and take our things off the, from if we're ordering things at home. We'll have a few other heavier topics to talk about as well too, but all of those things are coming up. So, have I convinced you yet to sign up? Last time I was in, we were getting people to sign up. Afif and I are signed up to volunteer at the FIFA World Cup. I'm hoping you finished your application, Afif, and I hope you are lucky enough to get through. I'm fingers crossed. I can do the same thing. I did go to the website just a little while ago, explorewaterloo.ca, and I signed up to volunteer for the Summer Games. Why not? If you can have that opportunity to give back to your community. Who's going to join me? Last time I was in, we were putting together a foursome for a golf tournament. That has all come together. Let me tell you, the crew that we have put together for this golf tournament on August the 13th, powerful would be the term that I would use. And not only powerful, well-dressed as well. if you're going to be there, you might notice 4 individuals possibly sporting some 570 News Radio hockey jerseys. We're calling ourselves the Happy Gilmores. And, we are a force to be reckoned with. It's the highest score, right? When it comes to golf, is that what you're supposed to do? Anyway, that's going to be coming up in about a week and a half. And we're going to have some fun with that as well, too. Still got some spots. If you want to give us a call and let us know what you would like to listen to on today's show. Friday 4-panel goes 11 till noon, and then we're going to have a quick little birthday party for a brewery down in Cambridge, celebrating their 10th birthday. And then it's your chance. You can climb on your soapbox. It's the Talkback Hour, how you're going to wrap things up on the end of this week, going into a long weekend. Give you all those chances just to shake your fist at the clouds and yell at kids to get off your lawn. Right? That's what you're going to want to do and have an audience to listen. Give us a call, 519-570-2545, star 570 on your cell. Toll free, 1-800-570-5715. We are coming to the top of the hour. We're going to take a break. We'll get an update from the news center. Stay with us, though. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio.
Unpredictability is my responsibility, baby.
Greenhalgh sitting in for the vacationing and Mike Farwell. This is live radio, which means that, all the balls are in the air. You're juggling things and things happen. And we're just catching our breath for a second here. David Drew, Tricia Mumby joining me live in the studio. David Marskell joining me live via Zoom, but I'm having troubles loading up the Zoom on my ancient laptop. Just going to double check. David Marskell, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see anybody, but I can hear you.
Okay, that's perfect. You don't need to see me anyway. That's not how you're going to. But our friends are. Oh, okay. And our friends can hear you too. This is perfect. This is just the way it goes. Mike goes on holidays. The substitute teacher comes in and it all falls apart. Welcome to the Friday 4-panel to both of you. Thanks so much for joining us in the studio today.
Robert De Niro or Jack Nicholson?
Ooh, Robert De Niro.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
There's no wrong answer.
No.
What was the question?
See, that's the other part of it, too. David was in with me about a week and a half ago, and we had quite a... it was like back and forth, boom, 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 right?
Wow. Sorry, I missed that.
No, well, you are sorry. You're going to have to go back through the archives. Go back through the archives and have a chance to look at those. We've got a few topics today on the Friday 4-panel. I'm going to throw them out. I'll just go through them quickly. The first one is talking about should we revoke concert permits? A young man by the name of Sean Foyt, an American, supports one Donald Trump, and wanted to come up to Canada and sing some songs. We'll talk about that. We'll also be talking about, I don't know, can you ship together Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau and you get Justy or Katen? One of those two things. Is it newsworthy? Do you really care? We'll see. This was a story I was talking earlier in the day today with Scott Hamilton. Should there be a pause on evicting people living in encampments during extreme weather conditions? And then the last one, an increase in porch pirates. How do we deter porch pirates? Let's start with, let's go with number one. We've got this young fella. And I'll give you a bit of background. Sean Foyt comes up to Canada, wants to spread the good word. The problem is some of his ideas might not align with other people's ideas. So what's ended up happening is, over this last week, his permits to put on his concerts have been canceled or revoked in places like Halifax, Charlottetown, Moncton, Quebec City, Gatineau, Vaughan. He was having a concert in Montreal. Montreal tried to step in and do the same thing, but it actually went ahead and at a church, and now the church is facing a $2,500 fine. David Marskell, since I can't see your facial expression, we're going to have you weigh in first.
Well, I think yes. I mean, number one, it's elbows up time, and we don't need this. Happens to be Christian faith preaching their ideologies that are against our beliefs and so on. I don't think it's unique. I think there's many other people and artists and so on that have been banned for anti-Semitic remarks or uttering death threats for the LGBT community and so on and so forth. But I don't know why we would want to allow this, especially in a time when we're under attack by the President of the United States. Why would we let this person on our soil promote that? So I think we should ban him and get him out of here.
All right. David Drew, what say you?
I disagree.
Okay, I was hoping that was going to happen.
Yeah, I'm sure Dave was expecting this too.
Of course.
I agree that this dude is absolutely distasteful, but distasteful is not the bar for preventing someone from having the ability to speak. Some of these venues, okay, maybe that's just it. There were all these sorts of different sorts of venues, and in some cases, I think it's perfectly fair for a private host to say, "Ooh, now that I know a little bit more, I don't want you in my house."
Right.
However, what really got my ire was the church in Montreal.
Okay.
Because this was not a concert where they had tickets. This was just a worship service with a musician. And I've been to many musicians where are the musicians. And sometimes some of them get up to the pulpit and speak.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, this guy has not issued death threats to anybody. He said a whole lot of horrible things that I find distasteful, but nobody has accused him of hate speech. And if that was the case, he should have been stopped at the border.
Right. Not. It shouldn't be left up to every individual group to say yes,
well,
no.
If you are found of hate speech, you are not welcome in this country. That's black letter. If that is the standard, he would not be allowed in here. So it's just he's distasteful.
Tricia, you've mentioned that you've just been up in the Arctic. You've been in the Gulag, something like that. Where have you been?
I was in Norway, so not Gulag.
Not the Gulag.
Very, very
All
civilized. Right. But I was very disconnected, and I had no idea this story existed. And I think what's happened here is we've actually made this guy famous by doing this, because I had no idea this was going on.
Infamous, says David. Right.
Well, it depends on your opinion, I guess.
We made Jordan Peter infamous, and now he's rich.
Now he's rich and famous and infamous. And I'll hold the topic for now. We will take a break, but we'll come back and we'll have we'll do that. Stay with us, though. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio. Brock Greenhalgh sitting in for Mike Farwell today. It is the Friday 4 panel. David Drew and Tricia Mumby join me live in studio. David Marskell is coming to us through our headsets and straight into your heart. David, you're still there? You haven't run away?
I am here.
Listen, I'm glad that you're here with us. Tricia, we had you get started, and then I had to take a break there. You kind of, I think you pulled it together when you said we've made this guy famous, though.
Yeah, we're infamous.
Yes.
And really, we're kind of proving his point. I literally just learned about this an hour ago. And in my quick search, he's now saying there's something wrong with Canada. Look at Canada. They're shutting down. They're shutting down speech. And the excuse they're leaning on is it's going to cause protests and it's going to cause chaos. It hasn't.
Right.
And everyone has a right to protest.
Yeah.
He does not, however, have a constitutional right to free speech in our country. And that is the issue. He is a criminal. He's been charged criminally. Why was he let across the border? We do have a choice. Where is our borders are on this stuff? If we didn't want him in the country, we could say no.
Interesting point. Yeah.
It's not a revolving door for anyone. No. And revoking the handful of licenses or permits, whatever these things are called, to go to a public square and do a whatever it's just fuel on the fire for this guy. And I just wish it hadn't come to this, because it's
he's called us the enemy. I mean, he's coming to Canada and calling us the enemy, and he's been guilty of things like he shouldn't be here. And plus, David Drew, I think Jack Nicholson, just by the way.
There's no wrong answer.
No, there you go. You got to be. This is like, rapid fire. You can be paying attention the whole time. Complete shift in the winds. Let's take a look at the possible budding romance between former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, singer Katy Perry. We've been trying to ship their two names together. We're not having much luck here. Should we care? Is this newsworthy? Tricia, you get the first say.
No, we should not care. This is ridiculous. And just because two humans go out for dinner together,
right?
I can't imagine the rumors going on around me, because I go out for dinner with people all the time.
And we didn't want to bring that up, but
there's a lot of rumors, I'm sure. Yeah. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, she's a famous person in a city. She knows another famous person who knows the city very well. It's his hometown. They go for dinner. Who cares?
Right.
And it's absolutely ridiculous that this is the top of the news cycle. Honestly, I was saying to David Drew before we started, when I was away, I occasionally flicked on the Canadian radio or whatever to see what was happening at home, and all I heard about was famous people: Ozzy Osbourne, Hulk Hogan, Kid from Cosby Show, and this Katy Perry business.
TMZ is the hard-hitting news station we should all be paying attention to.
It's not hard-hitting news, and the issue is that's what pays. Clicks.
Right. Everybody
eyeballs,
can say, and everyone has a connection. They're like, oh, well, I got an Ozzy story, or I've got a Katy Perry story, right? No, but I hear where you're coming from.
We also have a story about homelessness and the economy and the fires in the West coming to Ontario. We've got a lot of stories we're connected to. The air we're breathing is a story.
Right.
But this is not a story.
No.
This is garbage.
Great point. David Marskell, you're in the entertainment business in some ways. What do you say?
I love or hate Trudeau, all the Trudeaus, part of the Trudeaus. This is wonderfully Canadian. His mother ran off with the Rolling Stones.
Right.
His father dated Barbra Streisand and Leanna Boyd. I mean, this is so wonderful, and God bless people being happy. How can that be a bad thing? And plus, he probably got free tickets for himself and his daughter to her show. So I just think this is wonderful. I think it's great that we celebrate fun Canadian things. And I hope that Justin is laughing at everybody who, just like our last speaker that we just talked about, the last idiot that came to Canada, Trudeau has got us in a place where we're all talking about him, and I love it.
All right. David Drew, I can see this is why next time, David Marskell, we're going to have you come in studio, because the facial expression, the eyes, it's telling me the story.
Oh, he knows I'm speaking next, and he was just baiting me. It was beautiful. I wish he was in studio, too.
All right. Let's hear it, David Drew.
I'll say it's newsworthy, but it's, Section C newsworthy. Right. It's not front page newsworthy, but the news vacuum we're in right now has pushed it to where the gossipy news is the clickbait, and that's a leading thing. And, here we are talking about whether it's newsworthy or not. Way to get the topic on in a meta way.
Strange how we do these things.
And honestly, even is this a budding romance? I don't know. Maybe it's just like Trish said, two people who had bumped into each other before. He's like, hey, it's Montreal. I'll show you around, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not. This story doesn't make me happy. It doesn't make me sad. It's a one-off. If all of a sudden he's showing up with a different chick every week, there's a story to it, maybe. But he's still a private citizen. Right. So moving along.
Yeah, and I hear you with that idea of, you were the prime minister and you are a entertainer, but you're also a human being.
Maybe he's networking his son's music career.
He's digging deep.
Maybe he was hungry and wanted free tickets to a concert.
And wanted to go out for supper. Right? Who knows? Right? And the interesting thing is that it becomes like, had it happened, say 30 years ago, nobody would have known about it necessarily. I mean, the paparazzi or that sort of angle, right? I mean, but you dig into that, and nowadays it's everywhere. And
although, as Mr. Marskell brought up, in the Trudeau Senior era, before paparazzi and phones everywhere.
Yes.
We knew what was going on with both of them.
There you go.
Well, being seen at a very well-known restaurant in Montreal is a choice.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not like they were on the Kiss Cam at a Coldplay concert. No, that didn't happen. Were you around for that part at all?
No, but I did see. I did see a lot of that, and that was also really, really interesting news.
These are the hard-hitting things that we're talking about
It's
here
so
on the Friday
sad.
4 panel. We are going to take another break, but stay with us. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio. Brock Greenhalgh sitting in for Mike Farwell. You are listening to the Friday 4 panel. David Drew is here with us today, and David Marskell is joining us via Zoom. So it sounds a little different for when he's having his chat, but that's okay. And Tricia Mumby is in the studio with us as well too. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad. The next time we're going to get everybody in here and have everybody face to face because. It is still. We're having a great time. We've only got a few minutes before the 11:30 news. What I will do is I'll introduce the topic. I'll give David Drew. It's his turn to start. I know that we won't be able to wrap everything up, but I'll give him a hook just before the 11:30 time frame comes up. The clock, as Mike said yesterday, the clock rules this show, and you got to stay on top of it. We were talking earlier today with Scott Hamilton, councillor down in Cambridge. He and another councillor, Ross Earnshaw, were put together a motion that was going to direct city staff in Cambridge to look at the possibility of pausing any sort of encampment evictions, especially during extreme weather conditions like we've had the last few weeks when it comes to the heat wave. And strangely enough, that motion was taken off the agenda. David, what's on your mind? What say you about this news story?
I have so many complicated thoughts. Okay, so first of all, it's not that I don't think this is an issue, but I don't think this is the issue that we should be talking about.
Okay.
The complications around moving people out of houses and how to do that more humanely. Let's just get more housing. Let's just keep focusing on that. So I do look at this conversation as, focusing on the minor issue, part of the issue, rather than the real root of the issue. That said, if I was on that council, as skeptical as I am about it, and I heard that a motion that had been moved, seconded, had gone through all of the due diligence, checked all of the boxes, had been pulled without explanation by the mayor, I would be the loudest one rallying for my fellow councillor, even though I'm rather skeptical about the issue, because we always talk about, well, why would you want to run for parliament if all you are is a voice for the party? Mm-hmm. Well, why would you want to run for city council if you do all of the work and some other person can just yank it out without explanation and without even a paper trail to say, this is how I'm allowed to do it?
Right.
I don't know how much time we have. So
We've still got 30 seconds, so you can keep on rolling.
Okay, so yes, then the last thing I'm going to say.
No, it's not, David.
No, but this is the last thing I'm going to say before the break. I do not understand why we focus on these extreme heat events and you can't do it during. Well, you can do it immediately before, though. Mm-hmm. And after the event, then they're out on the street and they're just as vulnerable.
Right.
Like, this is why I say this is the wrong place to put our efforts.
Okay. Great point to make. And we are coming to the bottom of the hour. We'll take a quick break. We'll get an update from the 570 News Radio News Center. The Friday 4 panel is going to continue. When we come back, Tricia, you're going to have the next say, and then David Marskell, you'll be joining us to weigh in on this as well, too. So please stay with us. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570. Brock Greenhalgh in for Mike Farwell today. It is the Friday 4 panel. I am joined today in-house by Tricia Mumby, small business consultant, David Drew, owner of Negotiating Change, and the CEO of the museum, David Marskell, joins us over the phone. We have been tackling some hard-hitting news today. We've also been looking at some little softer things, to throw out a few softballs. But right now we're talking about homelessness, which is always a topic of conversation. And Tricia, it's your turn. Where are you on this when it comes to?
Thank goodness, because every time this topic comes up, I think we're definitely going to solve it now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
This is it.
This is the how did it come together? It was the Friday 4 panel.
And honestly, God bless the people working on this problem that work in our region to try and solve problems, but we're not going to do it here. And I don't understand the problem that happened with the mayor. I don't know how a mayor is allowed to just squash a motion, like Dave said. I think that is a bigger issue. But I don't think at the end of the day, housing, Waterloo Region or Cambridge solving housing, adding more housing is going to solve it either. I don't know enough about this issue to speak intelligently about it, but I will say when you have an extreme heat event, is the corner of Victoria and Weber on a cement pad in a tent the safest place to be? Probably not. So I don't actually understand the idea of not being able to move people around and try and get them into some of the temporary or housing that we have. If it's super cold, if it's super hot, if the air is bad, surely it's got to be bad inside those tents in that shadeless parking lot. So if we have places to move people and they're willing, I believe that the people on the ground are doing that. Everyone's trying and working in the best interests of the unhoused people, everyone that works in that field. So I don't understand the motion. I don't understand why the motion was squashed. There's got to be something. It makes you feel like there's something shady behind it, for sure.
Okay.
And I don't think adding more housing is the answer. We do, look at 100 Victoria. There's a deadline on that place to get moved. Right. Does it come down to issues like that?
Yeah.
There's a clock on that, and they're working on solutions for it, and we can't put up barriers around it.
David Marskell, it's your chance to weigh in. What say you?
Well, not unlike Tricia, we've talked about this so many times, and I don't know what the larger answer is to all of this. I think I do agree with David Drew. I don't think I've ever said that before.
Ring the bell. Anyway, ring the bell.
Ding, 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 ding.
That we need more housing. I don't know if that's the full solution, but we do need more housing. But there has to be this balance of the empathy for people who need the housing and those who pay taxes and have concerns about what's happening downtown into our community and so on. And then you got to separate those with mental challenges. I feel we need to have proper medical authorities be able to talk to them and bring them in and give them proper medical attention. But it's just a huge issue that we've talked about so many times here, and all levels of government must come together and solve it.
Thanks for that, David. I'm going to circle back to something, Tricia, that you had said. Something kind of smells a little off, right? And David, Drew, you had kind of touched on that as well too. That might be more of the conversation that we should be having rather than, and because here we are. Whether you call it red tape, whether you call it whatever it happens to be, we have groups of people that are managing homelessness, if you want to look at it that way, and when we manage it, that's got to be step number one. Resolving homelessness is a completely different angle. But where are we at? And maybe you want to weigh in on that, David Drew.
Everybody's got me so discouraged. Jim Flaherty, when he was a provincial minister, had brought back the idea of asylums again and involuntary care for people on the streets. And I'm not saying the system we had back in the day was great. I mean, it was horrible, but I'm not sure that just leaving these people on the streets to fend for themselves and hope they're going to remember to take their medication is a more humane solution. Now, to go back to the olden days, autistic kids were being put in these same institutions. There was a whole lot wrong with it. But again, when we got rid of the institutions, we didn't really think about how are we going to support autistic parents, and we are still suffering from that to this day. Yeah. There's a whole lot of layers to all of these things, as everybody keeps saying.
And all valid points, all of the things that we take a look at. And I was talking, as I said earlier today, the numbers in the region back in 2018, the numbers told us we had 300 homeless. And then during COVID, it was 1,000. Now it's 2,300. You'll have that group of people that say, well, they're coming here because we offer them services. Well, but they're still homeless, whether they were homeless here or somewhere else. Are they coming here, or are that extra 1,300 people, were they living on the precipice, and now all of a sudden they find themselves in that group?
Why don't we know that?
Well, that's I think you've got to get out and you survey, you try your best. We had
that survey happens every year. Why don't we know that?
Right.
Why don't we know where they were 1 year from that date? Why isn't that a outcome of that survey?
Ooh, that's a good idea. We should be knowing whether it's the same group or if there's a whole lot of flow through.
Right.
But I was just wondering how much of the growth is because now that we have these established sites, it's not that people from out of town are gravitating to them, but people from in town are all of a sudden leaving the hard to find places and joining a community.
That's a good point. Good point. Listen, we're going to take a quick break, and David Marskell, we're going to put you on the spot. This year has seen an increase in packages being stolen. The latest, a child's heart monitor. How do we deter porch pirates? We're going to take a break, and David, we're going to have you jump in on that topic when we come back. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio. The sweet sounds of John Lennon, I'm Losing You. Thank you, Mark, for making that request today. We are, we're about 3/4 of the way through the Friday 4 panel. We have solved a number of issues. David Drew, owner of Negotiating Change, joins us today. Tricia Mumby, small business consultant, is here in-house as well. And David Marskell, CEO of the museum, joins us over the phone. And David, we planted the seed that this is all you. You're going to lead us into to the story to give us a little bit of background. Guelph porch pirates, they ended up stealing a child's heart monitor. So the question is, what do you do when it comes to stopping people from stealing things from you? David Marskell, what's your solution to this?
Well, before I go there, why wasn't I invited in studio? Did David Drew have something to do with this? Because I would have gladly come there. But anyway, that's I guess too late.
I'm leaving that between the two Davids. Can go head to head with that next time. And again, I'm just the supply teacher, right? I don't know. I take it up with Farwell.
When you're on with Dave Drew, you're in person. That's the rule.
No, I didn't get the rule book either.
No.
Did you?
I'll drop it off
but did you know who you were on with?
No.
Because I didn't know you were going to be on. Otherwise,
Me too. Same.
No more days off for Mike Farwell.
No, Farwell, forget it. Especially if it's a Friday.
It would have just been Tricia. She would have been by herself if you and I knew.
I miss you, Dave.
Yeah, I miss you too, Dave.
Wow. We're having a love in here. John Lennon. Go ahead, right ahead.
I think Trudeau is great. Oh, no, that was a different one. It's sad that people blatantly have the intestinal fortitude to steal unknown merchandise. They have no idea what they're getting. No. It's like a kid's grab bag. $10 for the mystery bag. I don't know, maybe audio of barking dogs, or how about deliver to your work, or how about go shop in a store, or actually Amazon now offers in-garage delivery. You can sign in and they can have your code and put it in your garage door. And that might lead to one losing their car or something. But I did see a fun one online a couple of weeks ago, and it was somebody who wanted to get rid of a large LED screen. So they put it back in the box. It was broken. It was no good. And they put it on their porch, and somebody stole it.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. That I love that. Yeah, I mean, the idea, and when it comes to a child's heart monitor, I would think that's got to be something you should be signing for, right? Not just. Yeah. Yeah, I just threw it. I think it's under the planter, right? Yeah. All right, Tricia, what do you say on this hard hitting topic? Well,
it's absolutely crazy. It happens in my neighborhood all the time, and my neighborhood is just alive with people. There's people around all the time. Some days when a message goes out on the WhatsApp group and somebody says, "Oh, I just had a package stolen," I actually can't believe it, because I walk my dog during the day and everyone's around. So, like you said, the intestinal fortitude is amazing. But how do you stop it? I think you do have to be a little more careful if you are getting something expensive delivered. I think probably the number of online pharmacies that are delivering drugs to people's houses has got to be a part of it. I can't believe the types of drugs you can get delivered at home. I would never do that. I don't want the attention of packages. The thing we do in my neighborhood, though, is just watch out for each other, and I encourage all neighborhoods to do that. Every time a message goes out about somebody's car being gone through or porch pirates, I say, please, everyone get a Ring camera. Let's become a neighborhood that is known to be heavy on cameras, to be heavy on people. You know, if you see somebody hanging around somebody's house, if I do, I will say, oh, do you need them? Because I know they're on a meeting right now.
Yeah.
If there's a stranger hanging around, I will speak up, and I encourage all my neighbors to as well, because it is incredibly annoying, and I want us to create the reputation of a neighborhood not to bother with. I do see really crafty things, though, that I like new home builders are building package doors, kind of like the milk door.
Yeah.
You can get that built in.
Yeah.
I've seen people on Kijiji selling these crafty boxes where you put a package in, like the UPS guy will put a package in and it kind of disappears and nobody can get to it. But otherwise, if you're getting something important delivered, you can you can demand a signature for it. Right. Have it delivered somewhere else where you know someone's home. But you just have to advocate for yourself and make smart choices.
David, there's a little glint in your eye. I know there's a story coming from David Drew. What's your story?
So my better half tends to order stuff. No, but it's like... So she ordered, I think it was like a dozen paper pads.
Yes.
Lands on our doorstep. She goes home to pick it up. It had been opened.
Oh, my.
But they didn't take it.
And that takes time.
Well, that's just it. That's something like I've had ukuleles delivered and left on my door overnight, and there was no interest. But it is kind of sad, though, that whole idea of having a Ring cam. Well, you kind of have to.
Right.
You have to.
Right.
That is why when I was a boy, you didn't need Ring cams. You had the neighbor across the street who saw everything and told everybody about it.
Right.
The whole idea of Ring cams, I'm probably going to end up breaking down and getting one.
Yeah.
But to me, that's admitting defeat. Like, okay, yes,
It's also fun when your drunk friends come and dance on your camera, though. Like, there's some upside.
Okay.
Do you know where Tricia lives? Is that,
yes.
That's what happened.
I'll watch for you.
All right. I just think
I'm afraid and a little bit nervous of this conversation. A little bit nervous. Where is this going?
Well, that's the thing. The idea is what's acceptable on one person's porch, right, might not be acceptable on someone else's porch. No, I think the key thing is, and it goes back to what you said, David Marskell, where did you get the thought that I'm just going to go for a while? Well, or I'm going to go and look around at the things that I can go and steal from people.
Well, I've lived at the same house for 22 years, so it used to just be unlocked cars being gone through. So if they're willing to open my car door and steal $2.75, but they see a brown package that might have a hard drive in it, of course they're going to go for that.
The hard drive? Perhaps not so much, but oh my God, you just got some new iBuds or earphones or whatever.
It's a box.
Exactly, yeah. And then they're going to go hawk it on the street.
Yeah.
And I love the scenarios that you see online of people putting their dogs' poop bags or glitter bombs or whatever. But they know where I live. I'm not down for that party. So
right. No, and it's a sad state of affairs. This is where we're at. But we're not going to go out like this. We got 10 minutes left in this show, so we're going to wrap things up. We'll take a break. We're going to come back and
surprise topic.
Da 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 da. David Marskell, you can't even see the facial expressions here, but next time you will, because David Drew's going to pick you up, and then you're going to go to Tricia's house, stand on her front porch. And dance until she comes out. Stay with us. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio.
All right. The blue on the street, loose and can bleed under
the sky so smoky blue-gray. I can't foresee a Dixie did shake, so it danced the sidewalk clean. My memory is muddy, what's this river that I'm in? New Orleans is sinking, man, and I don't want to swim.
Thanks to the late, great Gord Downie. Tragically hip. New Orleans is sinking. That is for Bryce. And that leads into our surprise topic. Dun, 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 dun. David Marskell, I'm going to put you on the spot first. Best concert you ever went to? Go.
Oh, my goodness. Steely Dan, the Rolling Stones, Steely Dan, Elvis Costello. How am I doing?
Yeah, go. Yeah. Oh, that's all one. They're all together at one show.
Nick Lowe with Elvis Costello, Steely Dan, Rolling Stones, and my first show ever. I was very young, the Beatles, but I couldn't hear them because everybody was screaming.
You went. Okay, so give us a time frame for the Beatles, if you don't mind.
So it would have been 62 or 63. I was probably 8 or something like that.
Right.
And my big brother had tickets, and they sat in the kitchen cupboard for months and months. And we sat way up high in Maple Leaf Gardens. And honestly, like the speakers were so small, like the sound system, and the screaming was never stopped. And they were dragging kids off the floor and taking them on the stage to get them to safety. And if you plugged your ears, and because you knew all the words, you could kind of hear the music.
Wow. What an experience, though. Trisha, you were kind of like, oh, my gosh.
I know.
I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing.
I'm not a super big concert goer, especially as I age. I find everyone annoying. I watched during Paul Simon, I watched a woman do Sudoku the whole time.
Come on now.
And I was like, no, you got to go.
Yeah.
You don't deserve this ticket. So I'm going to say Eagles, Hell Freezes Over.
Okay.
I went with my uncles and aunts who introduced me to the Eagles and loved the Eagles, and we sang every song and just had the best damn time.
All right. And David Drew, I know it's going to be something from my era, maybe. Let's see. What do you got?
The Archies.
He's calling you old, Brock.
Oh, I know he is. That's okay.
2013 Crossroads Guitar Festival.
Ooh, okay.
So it's almost unfair to call that a concert because it was 5.5 hours, 40 different acts, like Eric Clapton, Buddy Guy, B.B. King, John Mayer, Albert Lee, like the list keeps going on and on and on. Booker T and the MGs. It was just an amazing experience.
Where did that take place?
Madison Square Garden, baby.
Nice.
I think David Marskell should get that happening at the museum.
But to not cheat, I would say Spirit of the West at Federation Hall in the 90s.
I got chills. You stuck my sister into that concert when she was underage.
I snuck so many people underage people into Federation Hall. I mean, so I'm told.
But
no, just the drummer from Spirit of the West partway through would just get up and start singing opera, a cappella, and it's just sort of like, this is crazy.
See, we're all from around, well, except for the Beatle goer, 1962. Anyway, David Marskell, you give us perspective. That's what happens there. I'm going to tell you here. Well, I got 30 seconds. I saw them in 1988, the Tragically Hip, at the Turret for $2. And
hope
then
you saved that stub.
Then I also saw them. I was in one of the 5,000 at Kingston's K-Rock Center for the last show. Wow. And my wife and I, with 2 friends, went. We had shirts made up that when we stood beside each other, it said Gord, and we turned around, it said Love. That's my 2 seconds of fame in their documentary. There you go. Thanks so much for joining the show today and being a part of it. David's killing himself, and I got to turn his microphone off, and that's too bad for him. David Marskell, next time we're going to get you a bus pass and get you over here, and we'll have you in the studio. Thanks so much, and
have a good weekend, everybody.
Enjoy the weekend. It's a long one. All right, stay with us. We'll get an update from the news center. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570.
Plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again. Do you ever feel so paper chance for you, 'cause there's a spark in you. You just gotta ignite the light and let it shine. Just on the night, like the 4th of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework.
Thanks to Katy Perry. Baby, you're a firework. Jen gave us that one, tying in all the things we talked about earlier today. It is the 12 o'clock Talkback Hour, but we've tweaked things up a little bit because we want to celebrate a birthday. It's the 10th anniversary, 10th birthday of Forefathers Brewing down in Cambridge, and they've got something special going on. And Lindsay Shields joins us today from Forefathers. Lindsay, thanks so much for giving us some of your time today. I'm just going to set it all up here and try that. There we go. Lindsay, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. So what's happening with Forefathers these days?
So we are turning 10 this year.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. We decided to have a big party with the community to celebrate with everyone.
All right, give us the details. What's happening and when?
So on Saturday, August 30th, which is the long weekend,
nice.
From 12 noon until 11 p.m., we're going to have 3 different bands throughout the day, pig roast, corn boil, and a barbecue throughout the entire day. It's all outdoors. It's open for everybody to come. And then we're going to have a kids zone with a bouncy castle, obstacle course, and a bunch of fun for the family. We're also going to have pickleball demonstrations on our pickleball courts, and our disc golf will be open for everyone to enjoy.
My goodness, you've got a lot on, and we've got time to get ready for it, August 30th. And I don't want to put you on the spot, Lindsay. Do you have any idea who the bands are that are going to be playing that day?
I do. So we're going to have the awesome kids entertainer, Eric Traplin.
Oh, Eric Traplin, yes.
Yeah, he's very loved in the community around here. So he's going to come out for the whole family. And after that, we have Shy Harry. It's a 3-piece band that's really well known in the Cambridge area.
Yes.
And to end the night outside, we have a band called Something's Always Flying.
Yes.
It's a large band. They play some really good classics and some covers. Everyone loves them. And then to bring the late night party home, we are going to have Eric Bolton playing in our tap room from 11 until close.
All right. Well, I'm putting this on my calendar right now. Something's Always Flying played at our 50th birthday party for my wife and I. So this is going to be a great day. We're going to pump this up. We're going to let everybody know. So 10 years. Is there a special brew that comes out of Forefathers on a 10th anniversary, anything like that?
There is. So we actually have 2 beers coming out because it's such a special occasion for us. So we have one called 410. So we do an anniversary beer every single year. Yes. So this year is 410 because it's our 10th anniversary and Forefathers. We also have a triple IPA coming out. It's barrel-aged in a new oak cask.
Nice.
And it's going to have a cardamom and so kind of similar to our Cardamom beer.
Yes.
But it's going to have a lot of notes of Grand Marnier orange in it as well.
All right. Sign us up. Now, we don't need tickets for this event?
No tickets necessary. You can show up. There's lots of parking at our disc golf course and in our parking lot. Park, walk, bring some lawn chairs, and everyone can come and enjoy the day.
Looking forward to it. Lindsay, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you for having us.
Have a great long weekend.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. That was Lindsay Shields. She is with Forefathers. And as you heard, August 30th, they're having their 10th anniversary shindig. Eric Traplin, Shy Harry, Something's Always Flying. Dun, da, da. 2 new beers coming out of there as well, too. So lots of great things going on. And it's far enough away. You can put it on the calendar and you can... go and kind of round out August. We're at the beginning of August here right now, but you can round it out. Larry, number 54, number 1 in our hearts. You've been patiently waiting. What's on your mind today, Larry?
I got a couple things.
Go for it.
You're a great substitute teacher.
Aw, thanks. Did you put an apple on my desk?
No.
Okay. No worries.
No apple. A shout out to Ron, listener 32. You stole my number. Mike didn't give me the number he gave me originally when I started listening way back, but that's okay.
All right.
And the last one is, how big of a Tragically Hip fan are you?
Oh my! I am a big fan. Gosh, I'm going to say, how big am I? I'm involved, as I've told people before. 10 months of the year, I am a guidance counselor. So our school is connected to the Downey Wenjack Foundation. Rather, what have you got for me, Larry?
I don't have anything for you. Look up. I have a small 3D printing business. I've done stuff for Mike in the past.
All right.
Look up Free Time Creations.
3 time?
Free Time.
Free Time. All right. Free Time Creations. Yep.
And you'll see some Tragically Hip like light boxes.
Oh, all right. I'm on it.
That I produce. Shout me out if you want something. I can make any that you want, but they are my biggest seller, the Tragically Hip.
I bet. I appreciate the time, Larry, and I'm gonna take a quick break here, but I will check that out by the end of the day, and I'll get in touch with you. Thanks so much for waiting and for giving us a call today.
Great show.
Enjoy the weekend.
You too. Thank you.
Right. Take care. Larry, number 54. I know, Kyle, you're waiting. We're going to take a quick break, though. Give us a call, 519-570-2545, star 570 on your cell. 1-800-570-5715 gets you on the line as well, too. Stay with us. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio. Yes, some Van Halen or Van Hagar. Pound Cake by Van Halen, thanks to Kyle. And what do you know? Kyle made that request and just happens to be our next caller. Kyle, how are you this afternoon?
Serendipitous, isn't it?
Very much so.
My favorite band that I saw live was the Chili Peppers. I saw them 7 times. It only took me 7 times to finally see John Frusciante, the guitarist, play with them.
Oh my! Good. I'm glad for you. You know, you stuck it out.
I took my old man and my sister and my other half, but there's nothing because my dad's the one that introduced me to them, and I think that's going to go down in history. But my weekend here, super packed. If anybody wants to come for a fire, just look for the smoke signals coming behind my house in Litchfield tonight.
I saw the stack of wood, Kyle. You got it all dried out. You're ready.
Oh, I'm ready. And a case of beer is cold when I get home, so that's a good thing. And then tomorrow is the 150th anniversary of Listowel there, and they're doing a massive, I think it's from 3 o'clock till midnight. I got tickets sitting at home, and but they've got Brett Kissel's playing. They've got a guy, Mackenzie Porter. Now this is country. I don't know country very well,
right?
But they've got the guys from Letterkenny showing up.
Oh, come on!
It's a huge event. It's massive. I went over there last night, took my electric scooter over to be a little bit nosy and see what was going on and stuff. And it looks good. And then and then to round off the weekend, my sister, my dad are coming up to play a round of golf with us, and it'll be good. I'm excited. It's supposed to be nice weather, not too hot, not like a hot still chainsaw sitting at a pawn shop in Oklahoma, but it's still be fun. So,
wow.
So you know what I'm saying. But
yeah, that's a reach. You reached there, Kyle.
I love hearing you laugh on the radio. It's great.
Oh,
Have a good weekend, my friend.
Well, I got a quick question though, Kyle. Do you get Monday off?
Oh yeah, I take Monday off.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're going to enjoy that whole weekend.
I'm a courier driver. I'm like what is it, Newman? I don't work in the rain, the snow, the sleet. The first one, So
I hear you. Now, as a courier driver, your best stop for people dealing with porch pirates. What do you say?
Well, I don't have a camera in my house because I don't believe in the government spying on me, and I don't even connect my Wi-Fi to my washing machine, so you're the last person to probably ask me about what I would do. So, to be honest, I carry a hockey stick behind my door, and if you got a problem with me, then you're going to be dealing with a really mad old-school hockey player. But
what?
Other than that, yep. But no, I don't believe in the whole ring camera or anything like that. I told my girlfriend that I said I don't want the government spying on me, none of the Wi-Fi or anything like that. Don't hook up any of that stuff, So
I hear you. All right.
Yeah, Brock. All right. Have a good weekend, my friend. Thanks a lot, my friend.
Take care. I'm going to be looking for the smoke signals coming from behind Kyle's place. So if you've been listening since this morning, I was having a chat with Yahtzee earlier today. I managed to track down. He sent us his link to his Instagram account, and it's Yahtzee Runs. If you haven't had a chance to check that video out, please do so. And he's managed to call back in again. Thanks so much for calling back in again. I tell you that video, the goosebumps came up.
It seems like that's a lot of people have said the same thing, and I was, I can't say I was. It's just I was surprised at how big it actually got.
And talking about, you talk about if you haven't seen the video, basically Yahtzee's running across. Am I saying your name right too? I don't want to make sure I'm pronouncing it properly.
Yeah, it's my nickname.
Okay.
Most people do call me Yahtzee. Yeah.
All right, we'll go with that. And so Yahtzee was running across the 401 on the bridge, saw a Canadian flag there, and stopped and shot a video talking about how Canada was the country. Right, Canada was the country that let you in, you and your folks. This is going back 25 years, and it touched the heartstrings. And I know that there's a lot of negativity out there when it comes to people moving from one country to another, and people have their opinions about things and that sort of stuff. But what got me, and I've said this before, I'm the child of immigrants, and my parents, similar to Yahtzee's story, and I don't want to steal any thunder from him, they came over after World War II. My dad ended up becoming he loved Canada Day, right? And that was just, and they became ambassadors for other families. I don't know. Is it the same for you? Do you have other families or friends that have come to Canada because you were ambassadors for them?
Not so much ambassadors, but my wife Tanya and her family. She was born here, but her family's originally from El Salvador. And right. It was kind of the same thing. And Canada Day, especially with them, is huge. Her dad flies a Canadian flag in the backyard. It's
we're all from somewhere else. But and that point that you make that for the haters going to hate, right? But the idea is that this is people come here for a reason, and we always talk about the push factors and the pull factors. Sometimes we're pushed out of our home country, sometimes we're pulled here. But again, I'm going to keep pumping that video out for you, and any chance that I get, I'm going to share it. I appreciate you calling back in again.
Of course, and I appreciate all the support as well. So
no problem at all. Go in and keep doing what you're doing, make those videos, and have a great weekend.
All right. Thank you, Brock.
All right.
Thank you very much.
No problem at all. Listen, if you got a chance, give us a call, 519-570-2545, star 570 on your cell, toll free, 1-800-570-5715. We'll take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio. Just to wake you up a little bit, The Trooper by Iron Maiden. Thanks to Greg for that recommendation. Yes, the Greg, who is one of the Fab Four, the Four Horsemen, the Happy Gilmores. He's part of the golf foursome. Grant, you have been extremely patient, and I know you've got something to say. Grant, what's on your mind today, Grant?
Yeah, about that Idaho murders at that university.
Yes.
Was it at all a secured unit? Did they have security guards? And how? And if they had security guards, how did he get by them? And we watched a bit of the case, and also alongside with the case, they had an expert that not in the courtroom, but that would explain to you. All right. Oh, do you see him nodding So whenever victims' family mentioned you did this, he nodded, or if the members said, "Well, that was my boyfriend," and he again, what he either slouched or he looked really pissed off. It was like,
This is at the Idaho College, right? This is, and it was it's all just so it happened back in 2022, and I don't know. I'd have to do some digging to find that out, but I get where you're coming from, Grant. Like just the body language there was telling some stories. I don't know. I wasn't really following the story too closely, but it sounds like Grant had been seeing it on the news and picking up on that body language. Yeah, I'll do some digging. Let me see what I can find out, and we'll go from there. Andre, I was hoping you were going to give us a call at some point today, Andre, and I see your name's coming up on the screen here. Just I'm waiting for it to go green, and then I'll be able to have you join us on the air. This has been a crazy day, busy, but busy in a good way. We'll put it that way. Andre, what's on your mind today? Oh, and you've got 5 seconds. You know what, Andre? Hold your thought, because again, rookie.
Good. You didn't say hold my breath.
Yeah, hold your breath. Don't hold it too long. I got to jump to the news at 12:30, which is right now, but don't go anywhere. Actually, call us right back, Andre. My apologies. Call us back. Man, oh man, I should be paying attention. I got all wrapped up in Grant's story there. Give us a call, 519-570-2545, or star 570 works as well, too. We got half an hour. We still want to take your calls. Stay with us. We'll get an update from the news center. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570.
Let's go, girls. Going out tonight, I'm feeling alright. Gonna let it all hang out. Wanna make some noise, really raise my voice. Yeah, I wanna.
Brock Greenhalgh sitting in for the, as I said before, effervescent, always pleasant Mike Farwell. Mary, thank you for the recommendation of some Shania Twain. Man, I feel like a woman. Andre, you have been patiently waiting, and thanks so much for sticking around. I hated having to cut you off. My apologies. What's on your mind today?
Thank you. Well, a couple of things. One is about the 4-round panel. Always David, Drew, and Tracy and David. That was great. Just natural. I love it natural. I just have to admit that yesterday, I think Mike did a cutoff of the Prime Minister that he needs some practice about the hum, right?
Right.
And I found it funny because now David's here today, and he confirmed it. When he talks, he says a lot of but, right? I don't know. You get it, right? I mean, that's for his wife. I don't know. But another thing about David Driggers, I love the guy so much. He's just so transparent. You know, he asked you the question about the WWE. Who would you bring and a biker bar? And we talked about it.
That's right.
And you know what? Today, Tracy, is it Tracy, right?
Who was on the show today with us?
Yeah.
Trisha.
It's hard for me, Trisha.
No
Tracy,
worries.
Stacy. But anyway, I love her so much. I think she admitted that she's got David Drew's back.
Yes.
Yeah,
and I think that it was interesting having them both. I guess they know each other outside of the studio, so they've got that the shared history. And then I think she kind of looks at him and she's like, we got to reel you in a little bit.
Yeah, we got to behave.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I'm calling because I didn't have a chance, but there's been a lot of these speeding camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's very sad because, like, my father-in-law, in over 50 years, I think he got 1 ticket on a highway, and now he's got 2 tickets, 42 going on a 30. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And my wife, she never got a ticket in 7 years, I think, and she's got her first one through a school zone again that she didn't know. But the point is, again, 30, 42. And, like Mike said, they're getting the wrong people, and this is a cash grabber for a good cause, but it's a cash grabber overload. And the reason I want to talk about it is I think they're like a poker machine. I think every city or every township, aren't they regulated for the complaints? What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I appreciate the phone call, Andre. I think when I take a look at it, and I'll admit, I got a picture of my van in the mail about 2 months ago. I don't know who it was that was behind the wheel. That's the thing. You don't know. You don't get demerit points or taken points off, whatever it happens to be, because they can't prove who was driving. But somehow my van was going 52 and a 40. It is a bit of a cash grab. The thing that I realized after the fact, and I stepped back, was now either I avoid driving on that section of the road, or I'm like ultra cautious when I'm on that section. Is that the end result? Well, it is for me at that point. But I always like Mike's idea of, at 4 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, school zone, nobody's there. You really got to keep things in perspective. I was driving in another town, and they have a sign, and it says, when flashing, speed limit 40 kilometers an hour. That makes sense to me. And I don't know if it's a cost issue or what it happens to be. But the flashing light is that extra warning to say, hey, you're in a community safety zone. You're in by a school. Slow down. Little ones are around. I get that 100%. I understand that. But it's also that idea of you're monitoring your own behavior when it comes to driving. You get the tickets, you pay the price. I don't want to pay any more. Let's put it that way. And that goes to Andre's point, right? He was saying his dad got one speeding ticket in 50 years. He's gotten two in the last little while. It's dinging the wrong people. The thing is, the camera doesn't know who it's dinging, right? It's not. It just takes the pictures as you drive by. And does it lead us to slowing down? Does it lead us to less injuries? All of those things are important, and I'd have to take a look at the numbers. But as I said before, I know for myself, it makes me slow down, and it also makes me slow down when I'm going into other areas. If that's the goal, well, it's had that effect on me. We'll see what other people have to say. We've still got time. We got about 20 minutes left before we get to the top of the hour. We will take a break in just a second here, but you can give us a call, 519-570-2545, star 570 on your cell works as well too. 1-800-570-5750. And let me know, what do you got going on your long weekend? Do you have today off? Do you have Monday off? Are you working over the weekend? Right? This is where we're at. Again, so many things going on in and around the community. No way that you can be bored. Lots of things to keep you active, and we want to hear from you. Stay with us. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio. Thank you to Greg for recommending Cheap Trick and the Dream Police. Larry, number 54, if you're listening, maybe I can get you to call back in and talk to Jen and give her your 3D printer contact info. I'm running into a brick wall here, not having much luck with that. Do you want to restore your faith in humanity? I got to tell you, it's a simple solution to restore your faith in humanity. Go to the arrivals level at Pearson International Airport. I was there Wednesday night, and I was waiting to pick up a family member, but I was there a little bit early, and I was blown away. You see families reconnecting, brothers and sisters and kids and everything else. And I don't mean to get sappy. Well, maybe I do. Maybe I mean to get a little bit sappy. But that's the sort of stuff you look at that and you go, there's all of the negativity, all of the hatred in the world, all of those things. When we see someone that we love, man, oh man. Just gets you in the feels every time. Ron, number 32 on the page, number one in our hearts. Ron, what's on your mind today?
Oh, not too much. So you were asking, what am I doing this long weekend?
Yes.
I'm actually took the Monday off because actually with the company I work for, we were going to be working, but with transportation and everything else, I just couldn't make it work, so I decided to take the long weekend myself.
Good for you.
Right now, I'm on my way out to go check out the Jays game. I got tickets for tonight's game, so maybe we'll see some of the new Jays that they got.
Kansas City tonight, right?
Pardon me?
Are they playing Kansas City tonight?
Yeah, it's Kansas City Royals.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, let's see who you can spot there. When you get there, are you the kind of guy that sits in the seat the whole time, or do you get up and wander around?
It matters on the game. I mean, honestly, like I'll sit there usually for a whole game, unless the Jays are losing. Then it's get up, walk around a little bit, stretch out the legs a little bit,
stretch your legs out a little bit, have a hot dog or something.
No, I don't go for the hot dog. I go for the more expensive, weirder stuff. That's what you do at a game. Come on.
Oh yeah, because the calories don't count there, Ron. That's the way it goes, right?
Exactly.
Well, you go and enjoy it. Thanks for calling in, Ron. That was Ron. He's number 32 on the Farwell's Force. Thanks for calling in, Ron. Go and enjoy that baseball game. Kansas City tonight in town. The Jays making some changes right at the trade deadline. Is it enough? We'll see. We're going to head into a game middle of August. Going to go to a game later on in September as well too, and just make some noise, get out there, see what's happening, and just. I'm always an optimist when it comes to sports teams, right? And I'm optimistic that the Jays are going to hang in there, going to get into the playoffs. I do not like the one-game playoff thing and, got to scrap all of that sort of stuff and just have a little bit of a run into the playoffs. Never say never, right? How long has it been? 1993 since they last won the World Series. I know there are teams out there that have never won. So, Seattle Mariners comes to mind. They've been in the World Series. They haven't won the World Series. Terry would know. If Terry is listening, he would know, and he can give me a call and let me know. What's going on? What's on your mind today? And we're the last time I was in for Mike, I think I convinced our next caller, Afif. Did you finish your FIFA application? Hey, Afif. Can you, Afif? What are you doing? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hey, Afif. It's Brock. How are you?
Hey, good man. How are you?
Good.
I was just delivering an order, so I do Uber delivery. So
did you finish your FIFA application to volunteer?
I didn't. Not well. Okay, I did apply for it, but they didn't give me anything else after that. They just said, we're putting on the waiting list and we'll send you the application.
Yeah, I think they send something out to us. I think it's this first week of August. So maybe next week we'll hear something.
Yeah, hopefully we hear it. And also, I'm number 33, so I'm literally right after him.
Oh, there you go. Afif's number 33. We're going to make sure that we get that on there next time. What's going on for you this weekend? You working?
Yeah, just doing Uber deliveries.
All right. Hey, we were talking earlier about porch pirates. Have you ever delivered something and saw someone else steal someone's food?
Yes, a lot of times.
God, come on.
One time I actually saw this. I delivered my order and I went and around in the same neighborhood and I delivered another order. Then I was like, let me go back to that same way because that was the only way I can get out. So right when I was going by, I looked and I saw somebody like literally holding the same exact cup and thing in their hand and walking towards.
Give me a break.
I was like, yo, you know that's not your food. He's like, so I'm still busy. I was like, what the hell?
Man. Oh, that's awful. That's awful.
Yeah, I had to call Uber, and then Uber. I think Uber called the police, and then they investigated.
Oh my gosh. What else is on your mind today, Afif? Anything else?
Just hopefully Jays win today because, my God, they've been losing a little bit.
Yeah, I hear you. They got to turn things around. Thanks for the call, Afif. Yeah, anyway, they frustrate me a little bit. We still get a chance to take your call, though. Give us a call, 519-570-2545, star 570 on your cell, toll free, 1-800-570-5715. We're going to take one final break before we get to the end of the show today. Stay with us. You're listening to The Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio.
I will wait for you till the sun turns into ashes and bows down to the moon. I will wait for you. It's a long, hard war, oh, but I can grin and bear it, 'cause I know what the hell I'm fighting for, and I will wait for you. We were never made to run forever, we were just meant to go long enough to find what we were chasing after. I believe I found it here in your love.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is your new favorite. Tyler Childers. My 20-year-old and 24-year-olds, they got me onto Tyler Childers. I've never been a big country fan, but he's more, I don't know, folky, Americana, something like that. And just came out with a brand new album. There's a connection to this. The album is called Snipe Hunter. If you've ever gone snipe hunting, you know what I'm talking about. My dad, when we would go out to our trailer when I was a kid, my dad was a high school teacher. And we'd go out to the trailer, and we always get to invite a friend, and he'd be like, okay, you got to look for the snipes under the trailer. And my friends would go, and sure enough, they'd see the snipes. Preston Paul, you're going to have the last word today. What is on your mind today, Preston Paul?
Good afternoon, Brock. How you doing?
I'm better now that you called.
Right on. No, I just wanted to talk about the Blue Jays
Yes.
and how well they're doing. And the gentleman had mentioned, you'd mentioned the Seattle Mariners. They came in the league at exactly the same time as the Blue Jays in
there you go.
77. But 92, 93, I can die a happy man. They're showing the commercials on Sportsnet now with Joe Carter hitting the game-winning home run.
Yeah.
And every time they show it, Brock, I'm telling you, the goosebumps,
I know.
the hair stands all over my body. But I just love it. So I just hope they do well against Kansas City.
Yeah.
They got to start doing things, playing ball, defense, moving the runners over, taking that base. Get on, get over, get them in.
I say that my wife quotes me on that. Get them on, get them over, get them in. I don't care if you lay down a bunt to get them on.
Yeah, I find that baseball a lot more entertaining.
Yeah.
You don't know, the defense is already on high alert. Watch it, this guy might steal, he might put a bunt down.
Yep.
You put the pressure on, and that's how you score runs.
There we go. We're on the same page, Preston Paul.
You have a great weekend.
You too. Thanks for calling in. Yeah, get them on, get them over, get them in. That's how you win a baseball game. I know it's great to watch the home runs and the big hits and all that stuff, but small ball, small baseball, as Preston Paul said, is pretty exciting as well, too. And the guy knows what he's talking about. All right. Thanks to Larry. Larry called back in and gave me his contact info. I am checking out Tree Time Creations on Etsy. And I got my eye on a couple of things there. Let me tell you, if I can get out of here and do some ordering online without anybody at home finding out that I've done it, whoo-wee, I might get myself a new gift. We'll see what happens. Yeah, go out and enjoy the weekend. If you're big into music at all, or you're looking for somebody new, like I said, Tyler Childers, he's not new. He's got a bunch of albums out, but he keeps sort of redefining himself. And Snipe Hunter, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, listen to that. All right. Had a lot of fun today. It's been a great way to spend a day. I'm back in here August the 11th for a week. So enjoy your long weekend. And as Mike would say, be kind to each other. Have a great day. You've been listening to the Mike Farwell Show on 570 News Radio.